Abraham, Haran, and Nahor, three brothers, sons of Terah. And then Terah had another wife, and they had a daughter named Sarah. And Sarah and Haran were married. So Leviticus 20:17. If a man takes his sister, his father's daughter, or his mother's daughter, and sees her nakedness, and she sees his nakedness, it is a wicked thing. And they shall be cut off from the sight of their people. He has uncovered his sister's nakedness. He shall bear his guilt. Okay, so that's what happened to Haran. And that's why Abraham didn't want Sarah to tell people that they were wives, that she was his wife. He said, tell people, or they'll kill me, because that's what happened to Haran. So he said, say you're my sister. But by saying that, but she was his wife. She became his wife because of Deuteronomy 25. The brothers dwell together, and one of them dies and has no son. The widow of the dead man shall not be married to a stranger outside the family. Her husband's brother shall go in and take her as his wife and perform the duty of a husband's brother to her. And it shall be that the firstborn son which she bears will succeed to the name of the dead brother. That was Ishmael, that his name may not be blotted out from Israel. Okay, but if the man doesn't want to take his brother's wife, then let his brother's wife go to the gate of the elders. Say, my husband's brother refuses to raise up a name to his brother in Israel, and he will not perform the duty of my husband's brother. Now that happened twice with Pharaoh and Abimelech, but Abraham finally repented because he kept telling her to say, hey, you're my sister. And that's not true, because she became his wife through the death of Haran. But if he says that she's my sister, she says, oh, he's my brother, then that he's taking his brother Haran's wife. He didn't take Haran's wife. Haran died and she became his wife. So therefore, because of their confession, she was childless. And that's why she was childless. But when they were, Abimelech, when he approached him, he's like, why would you do this thing to me? Because that's what people are going to say later on when they go to their preacher and they find out, the commandments in the Torah. Why didn't you tell me that we're supposed to keep the Torah? Because it's a much bigger story about the tribulation, and all this takes place, after Sodom has been destroyed. So this is when Christians are waking up and they're realizing, hey, the commandments and the law. The commandment is honor your father and your mother, that your days may be long upon the land which Yahweh your Elohim is giving you. Okay, so Proverbs tells us that the father is the commandments and the Torah is the mother. And that's Proverbs 1:8, and it's also Proverbs 6:20. My son, keep your father's commandment. Do not forsake the Torah of your mother. And see, if you do, then that your days may be long upon the land which Yahweh your Elohim is giving you. And so Abraham kept having problems when he would confess that Sarah was his sister. Okay, so then their way wasn't prosperous. Joshua right here, he's told, everybody wants just to, quote Joshua 1:9, because the Torah is they act like it's their sister. It's not their mother. Okay. He's told to be strong and courageous, that he observes to do the things all in which the Torah, in which Moses, Yahweh's servant, commanded him. The book of the Torah shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate on it day and night, that you may observe to do all according that's written in it. That's what he's commanded him to do and commanded us to do. For then, this is the commandment with promise. Right there, just like it says in Ephesians. Children, obey your parents. That's the commandments in the Torah. In Yahweh. Because, he says in Yahweh. Yahweh gives commandments. For this is right. Honor your father and your mother. That's commandments in the Torah. Because when Abraham and Sarah when Abraham repented and started referring to her as his wife, that is when they had children. And it's the commandment with promise that it may be well with you, you may live long on the earth, which leads us to Sarah's death here in a little bit. Um, and Abimelech, because he took his brother's wife, Abraham's wife. That's why they were childless. So they all confess their sins and everything that they've done, and they produce children. Um, they confess that the commandments and the Torah go together, and that's what happened. Then they produce. Then they're born again as Isaac. You see that? So Sarah, um, Abraham. Okay, your birth and your nativity are from the land of Canaan. Your father was an Amorite, and your mother was a Hittite. Okay, Abraham, the king of the Amorites, helped Abraham get Lot back because Abraham is an Amorite. And but then the Hittites took over the city where Sarah died in, because after Abraham Abraham was the one who was sacrificing his son Isaac before they even got there, because his son Isaac is 37 years old. He was without a wife, and the promise that they're going to have descendants is not happening. Okay, so why did that not happen? Well, apparently, when Abraham gets back, Sarah has left him. She's the Hittites. That's why she was in when she died where the sons of Heth were. She went back to her people. So she, you know, that's the commandment, that your days may be long upon the land which Yahweh your Elohim is giving you. She went back to her family, the Hittites, after Abraham offered up Isaac. But that's what Abraham was doing anyway. Because was it his mother that was keeping Isaac from his purpose? Because she's the one who left Abraham. So, it's a very sad story, because the whole thing of Abraham, not wanting to lose his wife, and that's what happened. But Abraham kept the commandments. That is because Abraham obeyed my voice, kept my charge, my commandments, my statutes, and my Torah. How could he do that, since the Torah had never been forgiven or given? Well, you got to know it, and you'll understand that answer. So, it's a relationship. Torah has always existed. So anyway, there's more, but I'm going to stop there. But and I got this graph here from Mark Belts, which El Shaddai Ministries, and he's pretty awesome. He has a lot of good teaching, and highly recommend him. Every Sabbath, he's got 2 services, and he's very meticulous. And and I'm not using this to gain financially or anything like that. I don't ever do anything like that. This is just FYI. And he put out a great graph, and I learned a lot from him. And so he's a fantastic teacher in Yahweh. So Yahweh bless you and keep you, and I bless you in the name of Yahweh Yeshua.